Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're watching the first round of the APRL GT3 Series. This season I actually was promoted up into the pros. Last season I was in the Pro-Am series, which is the second division in the GT3 Cup for APRL, and this season, I think just due to my finishing position last season, I finished third in the Pro-Am series, and a mixture of that and something we call the shakedown, which is seeding around just a couple races, which gets new drivers a feel for the league as well as existing drivers. It sort of just gives you a bit of an idea of what the races are going to be like. It lets you test out cars. I think just due to a combination of my finishing last season as well as the shakedown, they felt it necessary to put me into the Pro Series. So up into the top league this season against some really quick drivers. Definitely got my work cut out for me this season. Definitely not going to be a breeze, that's for sure. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. Coming into this, I wasn't super optimistic about my abilities. I thought these guys are insane, and I just felt like a bit of a fish out of water. But yeah, I guess I did it. Just I've gone into it thinking I'm going to do as well as I can, and hopefully I can have a good showing. So this round, round number 1 of season 11, we're at Interlagos. As you can see on screen, or maybe as you can hear on screen, I've actually swapped to the Audi R8. The GTR it's one of my favorite cars to drive, but it's plagued by a couple of issues which I felt like were just too great to ignore. Tyre life being one of them. It's a front engine rear wheel drive car, so a lot of weight at the front, and the tyres at the front tend to wear out quite quickly. It affected me last season. I ended up having a lot of tyre wear that I had to manage, and it just meant that I was sort of just always battling tyres. It had good speed. I felt comfortable driving the car, but I wanted to try something new. It was actually Dank who suggested to run the R8. It's always a car I've enjoyed driving, but never really considered it, and he suggested it. So we all did some testing and found it's actually a pretty good car. Has very good top end as well. As you can see on the screen now, this is the calendar that we're going to be racing to this season. So some tracks on there that are definitely top end heavy. Tracks like Fuji, tracks like the Tokyo Expressway and Monza without the chicane, among others. They're definitely tracks that benefit from having good speed. So something that the R8 is quite good at. And it is a mid-engine car, so the tyre wear that the GTR was sort of struggling with doesn't apply to that car as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be hopefully a bit more stable of a car to drive and a bit easier to manage the tyres, and hopefully can topple those Porsches that seem to just always exist in this league. We're not actually affected too much in the pros. The car selection is actually quite diverse, as you can see on screen. There's some really like interesting cars chosen. There is a GTR in the league, which I'm pretty gutted about. I thought coming to this race that nobody would have picked it, and I saw it and I was like, geez, I could have just been another GTR friend, but not to be. So yeah, but there's a couple cars in there. The WRX definitely an interesting choice. Not a fast car, but it's a good handling car. So will be interesting to see. The Ford GT is another one that's got good top end. Bit of a slug in the corners, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. So yeah, so this round we're at Interlagos. It's 31 laps. You have to use all 3 tyre compounds, so the hards, the mediums, and the softs. The tyre wear is set to 4 times, and it's pretty noticeable. This track has a lot of turning, not a lot of straights. You're sort of turning for a lot of the laps, so the tyre wear is pretty bad. So definitely something we have to manage, and yeah, the mediums we'll try to make it last as long as we can. They last about 14 laps from testing, which is about the fuel tank, so pretty good to have that sort of coincide. And yeah, So looking at my times, I wasn't doing too bad. I was sort of able to keep up in the mid 31s. Yeah, coming into this, I wasn't super confident. Corbin, who's he's a new NRG recruit. He's another fellow Kiwi. He's very, very quick. Another controller player, but he's very quick, and he was about half a second quicker than me every lap when we were doing testing. So coming in, I was very nervous, not confident in my ability to do well. But yeah, it's just something I have to try and get through. Just try to drive as well as I can. The consistency in this league is the most important thing, not your speed. So, well, speed is important. Of course, you have to be quick, but if you make any mistakes, you just get swallowed by the pack. So, consistency is really important. So we'll be trying to drive consistently and not make any major mistakes. I think any penalties, any slides, anything like that is just going to kill the race. So can't have any of that to finish well. So as well as myself being promoted into the pros this season, we also have Badge GTO Mad, who won the last season in the Pro-Ams. He's up in the pros now as well as Bob, Mighty Bob, who in the last race at Le Mans we both had a pretty good race together. So all three of us have been promoted up into the pros this season. So we'll jump on in here into the qualifying of the race. So doing it on softs, it's a usable tyre, so we're able to do it on the softs. And coming in here down the front straight to the start of the qualifying lap, yeah, coming into this turn one, it's a very difficult corner to get right. You've got to brake quite late and also try and trail brake into that to hug the apex on the left, and then you can actually cut a lot of that curb on turn two on the right hander. You can basically cut the whole thing, but you can't have any of your left tyres on the grass. That's how you get a penalty for that corner. It's really easy to do. So coming here down the back straight, this is another interesting and difficult turn. You have to actually send it in quite quick. I didn't actually carry a lot of speed there. Was a bit overcautious. If you go wide onto that outside curb, you actually just end up losing it pretty easily. So played it a bit safe. Coming into the two right-handers, this one's quite difficult to get right. You have to try and double apex while keeping your speed up. Very tricky to get right. I feel like I'm repeating myself this lap. There's a lot of difficult corners. That's actually a pretty easy corner, so not one of them. This is actually also not a difficult corner, just an awkward corner to really, because there's a lot of corners without a very obvious apex. As you see there, I don't carry a lot of speed through there. Coming here, second to last turn, that's actually quite a tricky turn. You've got to try and carry a ton of speed through there and try and get the curb. If you go too much on the curb, you just end up spinning out pretty much. It happens a lot to me. So coming out of the last turn, another very difficult corner to get right. You have to carry a lot of speed out into the straight. If you lose any speed there, you just lose all your momentum going down the straight. So coming here onto the end of the qualifying lap, I actually did pretty well. Preliminarily up on second, but there's still people out there qualifying. So yeah, not a bad lap. 31.9, 10th slower than what I was sort of averaging in practice. As I come here to the Pro-Am, not Pro-Ams, the Pro paddock, demo derby paddock, where everyone seems to be congregating. As I slowly just watch the times roll on in, I'm down to 4th and down to 5th. So that's where I'll end up starting for the race, 5th place. I was actually really happy with my starting position. JCS Raging in 6th, his name's Dixie as well. He's a very, very quick player. Raced him a couple of times, and I've always struggled to keep up with him, and I managed to out-qualify him by 200ths of a second, or not even 200ths of a second. So I was pretty stoked with that. For my first race here in pros, I sort of felt like I showed that I belonged, and yeah, had a good showing. So coming to the race start, as I said, I'm in 5th. Corbin's up in 2nd. So yeah, pretty good qualifying from him. As I said, he's really, really quick, so he'll be one to try and beat for the season, or at least match. As I said, we're teammates, so we'll be working together. He'll be giving us some strategy tips and pace tips. So starting the race here, the name of the game here is to survive and try to be quick. It's a bit of a step up here from the Pro-Ams in terms of just overall pace of the of the pack, so it's going to be quite tricky to keep up. But coming through turn 1, managed to keep it clean, no red flags to be seen. Actually managed to get a better exit than Dixie there, so pulled away from him a little bit. Up and behind Bowers, another very quick driver, someone to watch this season. So yeah, just trying to keep my nose clean at the moment, trying to keep my speed up, try not to have any big errors, and hopefully we can end up making some ground in the pack. Jumping forward here to lap number 3, still in 5th position. I've actually pulled a 0.6 second gap from Dixie, so yeah, doing well. It's 3 laps in and I'm still in the same position. I'm actually matching pace, so go a little bit wide there, just get a little bit exit curb. And that's what I was mentioning before in the qualifying, where if you get that exit curb, it's very easy to have your wheels dip into the side, and there's no traction out there. It's just all painted surface, so you end up just spinning the wheels, and you can actually easily go off to the side and spin out. So happens to a few people. Here on lap 4, just noticed up in front, Corbin got a half-second penalty. Got that on the exit of the last turn, and just coming through this turn as well, very difficult to see right up in front, but he actually manages to get another 2-second penalty on the second turn, which is what I mentioned before. It's very easy to cut that corner and get too much grass and end up getting a penalty. As we watch back here, this is how he does it. So yeah, just cuts a little bit too much curb. Very close, honestly. It's I watched it back. I paused it. I went around on walk cam, and I still couldn't see how he got it. Like, it was so borderline. He's very unlucky with that, as you can see here on the screen. Just nothing in it. He's basically wheels on the curb, just touching the grass, and somehow that's a penalty. So the game works in mysterious ways sometimes. So coming here onto lap number 4, he's going to serve that penalty. So up into 4th, he's going to drop quite far back. So unfortunate for him, it's a brutal penalty to get. You end up losing so much speed and momentum on the straight. As Dixie's right up behind, not Dixie, sorry, Snoopy's right up behind me, and he's actually going to go for a move here into turn 1. At the time, I was just really wondering how has this guy got so much pace? He's so quick through these corners, able to carry so much more speed. I started to suspect, I thought he might have been on softs, just because, yeah, he's carrying so much more pace than I am, and it would be an interesting strategy to start on softs. As I said, you have to use every single compound, but if you're not up in the front pack, starting on softs is it's an interesting choice. Yeah, you kind of want to just start on. Well, I felt like you want to start on mediums. It's the tyre that lasts the full tank. You want to minimize how much fuel you've got in the car, so for the remaining tyre stints, I won't be fueling up the whole way. So it was interesting to see him choose that tyre. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out for him. Coming out to lap number 9, just noticed Dixie was right up behind me. Actually get a really poor exit out of that corner, get a little bit of wheel spin, taking too much exit curb, and he ends up going up the inside of me. So lose a position here to Dixie. I was just sort of hoping now that I could try and match his pace. Coming here, I actually noticed I tried getting a bump draft, and right there, I don't know if it was a little bit of lag. I think it was a bit of latency. He's racing from the Philippines, so a little bit of latency, and I actually gave him a massive boost there, and I slowed down quite a lot. So I think there might have just been a bit of lag when I touched him, and it ended up shooting me back. Didn't lose too much time there, but as you can see in front, he gets a 2-second penalty. So same spot as Corbin, just gets too much exit curb, and yeah, 2-second penalty right after passing me. So that's pretty brutal. As I said, around here penalties are killer. So coming here to the end of the lap, he's going to serve his penalty. I'm going to try and get up the past him. I actually got a really poor run out of that corner. I was trying to push and trying to keep up as fast as I could. Luckily his penalty's so long that I ended up passing him anyway, but I could have had a lot more of a gap. Ended up screwing up a little bit. So back into 4th. Now I'm just trying to settle into the race and do some good laps. Here at the end of lap number 14, so my tyres are pretty shot. I've got no fuel left, so I'll be coming to the pits, as you can see. Everybody up in front is going to go into the pits now. Everyone's tank is pretty much dead as well. So 14 laps is about how much I could get out. I think you can get 15 if you fuel save, but it wasn't worth it. The tyres are pretty shot by this point, and you're not really doing quick laps, so not really necessary to fuel save. So yeah, coming into the pits, I'll go onto the hards now because I want to try and just get them out of the way and finish the race on softs. The end of the race is where all the battles start happening. Everyone's sort of desperate for position, so I want to have the best tyre at the end of the race so I can try and get some positions or just defend as well as I can. So I'll be going to the hards. As you can see, everybody else in the front has had the same idea, so just coming out in hards, trying to do some quick and consistent laps and try to minimize any mistakes that I might have. It's the time where that'll happen probably the most likely because of the lack of grip. The hards actually weren't too bad around here. I found they had decent pace, especially when they warmed up, which is quite surprising for a track with a lot of turning. You'd expect it to be a massive disparity, but you only lost about a second and a half, so it's not too bad. So you're coming here, lap number 18. As you can see, I'm a second down on my lap times, and just coming here into turn number 2, I end up cutting completely that corner. I lift a little bit to try and minimize the penalty, but still managed to pick up myself a 1 second penalty. So I actually did, I think, minimize the penalty just by lifting. As you saw before, 2 second penalties were the norm for cutting that one, and I cut it pretty bad. So yeah, definitely not questionable on that one. So serving the penalty here, Dixie's going to end up flying past me, and we resume normal duties. Corbin's in behind me, so he's had a good drive to catch back up. And yeah, now I'll just be trying to work with him to catch up to Dixie. As you can see here, onto lap number 21. Managed to catch Jobby. Dixie's actually passed him, so yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. His pace was a little bit off. Probably just not too comfortable on the hards compared to other tyres. Some people really struggle on alternate compounds, especially if you haven't practiced too much. So yeah, Dixie's gone by, and I'll be trying to do the same at some point very soon. Just sort of trying to see where he's quick and where he's slow, and then see if I can make any moves. But first I've got to catch him, so just going to do some quick laps and try and catch up to the back of him. As we jump here onto lap number 23, I haven't really caught him, but I'm at the end of my stint now, so I'll be jumping into the pits and chucking on the softs for the end of the race. So hopefully I'll be looking to try and pass him when I get the tyres on, but he'll be coming in too to chuck on those softs. So we're all in the pits, and now it's about trying to get the tyres on, get as little fuel as I found we could. We actually found you can fuel up about 0.2 laps less than it says. The diamond on the bottom of your screen, as you can see, gives you an indication of what the game thinks you would need to get to the end of the race, but we found that it's not always accurate, and we could actually fuel up 0.2 laps less. So we've got another 7 laps to the end of the race. Sorry, 8 laps to the end of the race, and I'm going to fill up to 7.8. Actually, just hit 7.8 laps of fuel, so pretty much bang on, and that'll actually still be over the conservative with fuel. So by doing so, I actually managed to jump Jobby. He's chucked in a couple more litres of fuel into his car, so I jump him in the pits. So yeah, managed to get by him without having to drive. So yeah, makes it a lot easier. So coming here, just warmed up the tyres a little bit. So yeah, trying to now do some quick laps and catch the back of Dixie. I sort of know that Snoopy is on worse tyres, so we're hoping now that we can catch him, because he started on the softs, he did mediums in the middle, and he should be on the hards now. So we should definitely be able to catch him. It's just a case of how long it takes us to catch him. Hopefully we get him before the end of the race, and we can try and have a battle to pass him. As you can see here, we've catched up to Not Bad, who's in the GTR, Mr. GTR this season, and yeah, he's not doing so quick around the track at the moment. Myself and Dixie have caught him. I'm not sure if his tyres are gone off. Actually, almost run into the back of Dixie there and punt him wide. Luckily, managed to stop it. But yeah, now I'm right up behind him, giving him the bump draft to try and encourage him to get past. That GTR has got some pace, it's got some speed, so not going to be easy to pass him on the straights. But he actually moves across to defend. That was looked a bit questionable there. So he gives some room. Probably realizes he was squeezing a bit too much, and Dixie ends up going by. And now I'm stuck behind him. I've got to find a place to pass. I'm thinking in my head now, turn 4 is where it's going to happen. If I get up the inside, which I do, just manage to get up on the inside, he doesn't squeeze enough. And yeah, coming into turn 4, get up the inside, just brake a little bit later and sail on by. So up into 5th position, still in behind Dixie. We're carrying each other along at this point. And yeah, just trying to now drive off into the distance and catch the back of Snoopy, who's up into 3rd, and our next victim, well, target. I don't know if he's going to be a victim, we'll just have to wait and see, but yeah, just trying to minimize mistakes and drive clean. Up until lap number 28, onto lap number 29. We've caught up to the back of Snoopy now, so now I'm sort of relying on Dixie to get by. I could actually, if he's not able to get by, I could try to make a move, but I've got confidence that he'll be able to catch up and get by. Snoopy's actually really quick. He managed to make that car quick. Last season, as you saw, a lot of the Karma guys were running the RCZ, so coming into this I thought that car's going to be a slug, it's not going to be quick, but he's managing to make it look competitive. Very good driver. Said to me in private that he hasn't practiced, so obviously he's a bit of an alien to be able to be this competitive without practicing much. So yeah, we'll just be trying to get by him. He's on hard, so realistically it should be very easy to get by, but he's doing really well to hold his own at the moment. So yeah, over the next 2 laps we'll be trying to get by. We'll be trying to find the opportunities. Not long in the race, so I really need Dixie to get by so that I can catch up to the back of him and make my own move. I'm actually not really holding it at the moment. I'm falling back a little bit, so I need to get myself together and get up to the back of these guys. Jumping forward just a little bit, as you can see, we're all sort of queuing up behind him. Yeah, what this is doing is just inviting the pack behind as well into the fight, because we're sort of slowing each other down, trying to make a move. As there's a yellow flag, just looking here at what caused it. Breezy ends up spinning on the curb, and really unfortunate. Gets a bit too much exit curb there and spins out. It's pretty easy to do, and yeah, unfortunately, it costs him the fight with Bowers, but he's still so far ahead that we're nowhere near catching him. As you can see on the track map, he's still at the next turn. Look, he's miles in front of us, so no chance of any positions gained there. But as I was saying, this battling, all this is doing is really inviting in the rest of the pack. So Corbin, as you can see behind me, is caught up. Fellow NRG driver, so I was confident he wouldn't go for anything too stupid, like a dive into any of the turns, but still had to keep my wits about me and make sure I wasn't going to make any mistakes. As Dixie goes up the inside of Snoopy on the exit of that second to last turn, so yeah, makes the move, and now it's my turn onto the last lap. So I've only got 1 lap to make this stick, so I've got to get a move on and try and make the move happen as I go very deep on the brakes and almost collect the back of him. So luckily able to stop it there and not collect the back of him. But yeah, on the last lap, turn number 3, I haven't got enough of a run here to make the move on him at turn 4, which is where I sort of was hoping to. So I've only got limited opportunities now to make a move. Up here, it's not a great opportunity to make a move. It's not a good turning corner really. So you don't really want to go and spear up the inside here. You just end up slowing each other down. Yeah, so I'm sort of running out of time now to make the move. I've got to try and find an opportunity. And at the moment, I was thinking I want to do it in the last turn, just like where Dixie made the move. It's the best place to make the move, so coming onto these last few turns, I was really hoping I needed to have a really good exit and try and keep up to the back of him. As I come out of this turn here, just get a little too much steering and end up spinning my tyres, almost go off the track. Luckily I was able to gather it up. But yeah, that just cost me a couple or half a second of track position, and Snoopy's off into the distance now, so not going to be able to catch him here. I almost lose the position to Corbin as well, but luckily he wasn't up the inside, so I was able to just defend that position. And yeah, so finishing the race here in position number 5, finished where I started. Had an opportunity to finish in 4th, but just couldn't make it stick. So finishing 5th, Corbin in behind me, Badges in 9th. Didn't really see him this race. He was plagued a bit by some penalties and some mistakes, and yeah, he's fallen back to 10th and actually finishes the race with a 1 second penalty. As you can see here, this is what caused it. This was the most, I think this is the most, aside from Corbin's penalty, this is the most ridiculous penalty I've ever seen in my life. Like, as you can see here, he's barely on the line, or barely off the line, and manages to get a penalty there. So yeah, that's just GT7 penalties in a nutshell, really. So yeah, finishing in 5th, I was pretty happy, honestly, with that result. My first race in pros, I expected to be right at the back, and I ended up almost having a. I was in the fight for a podium. Obviously, just didn't have the pace to make it work, but I was right up there with some of these guys. Obviously, not the top 2; those guys were off in their own little battle, but yeah, able to hold my own and have a really good finish. So pretty happy with that. I'll be just practicing and trying to get some more good finishes. The next race is at Blue Moon, so it's a track that not many people that I spoke to have really raced at all. It's a very underused track, so it's the infield layout. So yeah, we'll be trying to see how we go on that track. But yeah, it's had a good race and pretty happy with my results. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed this sort of newer style of commentary. I've actually swapped to recording the videos in a live stream. So if you want to see these videos live, you can go to my live stream sort of tab and watch the live recording of the race. Unfortunately, there's nobody in this league like V-Man who does a full sort of grid watch through. So unfortunately, we don't have anybody to plug for those kinds of videos. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully, pretty soon. I've been a little bit delayed with some of these uploads. Just had a lot going on, and haven't found the time to record. So yeah, hopefully now I can get some videos out and try and just catch up to where I'm at. I'm already on round 4, so I'm a bit behind on uploads, but I'll try and catch up. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.